20 acres, mid 200s, Boyle County, stone barn, stone house. Hey, my tribe, I got a special place for you today. Remember Wake Robin? This is the hired man's house. Now, that's what I assume. Nobody was around that's living today. It was around in 1801, but that's what I presume, and that's what a couple of my friends say. You know what? That's plausible. This is the Dry Fork. What road are we on? Dry Fork Road. So that's the Dry Fork, and it's aptly named. We've had a very, very dry summer. This is on 20 acres, and it's a little stone house. Now it ain't much, let me tell you, but you can't tear it down. You got to promise me. Of course, if you buy it, then you do with it whatever you want. But to tear this down would be a shame. This is a house that needs a total makeover. It's just a tiny little stone house, but when you see how cool it is, you're going to say this has got possibilities. Now, this garage has seen better days, and this may need to come down, but there's all cool things here. Look at this stone wall here. Now, I don't know what that was, whether it's just a stone wall or it was something else, but 20 acres, this is amazing. There was a really bad house there. I mean, really bad. And we tore it down. That's the property line right there where the gate is. And there are a lot of stories I could tell you about this property. But wait till you see the house and the barn and Kentucky marble. It's magnificent. I'm just going to park right here, then we'll jump in the car again. I'm a possibility thinker. If you're a possibility thinker, you're going to say, oh my goodness. Now, for me, I'd take everything wood off. Just take it off. And then you've got an amazing base. You could cantilever. I'll take a measurement of how big this is. You could cantilever another house on top of this. It'd be magnificent. Just use this for the whatever, the kitchen, all kitchen. And then go upstairs for a living room and a bedroom area or whatever. It's your place. Do whatever you want. But look how thick these walls are. And this is exactly the same stone, exactly the same workmanship. So I have to assume that, and remember, this is Kentucky marble right here. This limestone, you cannot find that here. Around here, it's all what we call platters and plates. They're literally like platters. Hold your arms out in an oval, and they're that thick. The little ones and then the bigger ones. And there's no big chunks of stone like that near here. This had to come at least 17 to 18 miles away near Shaker Village at Pleasant Hill. That's what we surmised about Wake Robin. This is the same workmanship, the same builder. See, they put a couple courses up. See that one white course there? And then there's 3 courses and then another white course. And I don't know what that is. There's another one too. And then there's another of those small rocks. See those small rocks right here? And then up here, and then there's more there. It's just that builder style or whatever, but I don't know whether this was maybe leftover. Could this be leftover from Wake Robin? I don't know, but it's magnificent and it's this thick. So that's 8, could be 10 inches thick. Built like a brick, you know what. You know, they always say built like a brick, you know what, right? Brick is not as strong as stone, period, end of story. This is the secret weapon on this property, my opinion. I don't know, you tell me what you think, put it in the comments below. This was a frame house that was built, I'm guessing 20s, and it just looked terrible. It was falling in, the roof was falling in, it was bad. So we picked it up, threw it in dumpsters, and we have this big stone pile here, which was their patio. You could re-pour that, and then you'd have like an amphitheater or a place to put up some posts and then swing some of those beautiful cafe lights out there and sit there and overlook the garden or whatever you want to make. Maybe you want to go this way with the house, and that would work too. Maybe this is just like the kitchen, and then you build the rest of the house this way. Wish I could find a date stone on here. Magnificent. They've got a lot of limestone in Texas, hill country. There's a lot of concrete here, so it is really built heavy. This is the kitchen. Now this must have been board formed here on the inside, because you can see how that is. Remember, no one wanted to have that stone inside, except me today. But 220 years ago, no one wanted to have that stone, so they wanted plaster or something that looked like this, sheetrock. Ugh, yuck. Now, if you live in a sheetrock house, I love it. I love you. It's great. But you give me stone. Washer dryer there. Now, all this stuff is, I don't want to say useless. It's useless. You just got to just yank it out. Thimble there for a fireplace. I don't know how many square feet this has got to be. Maybe 900, 800. Got a little ladder. That's cute. That goes upstairs. Here's the electric service. So that's really basically nothing. That wouldn't even take care of an electric range. Well, for sure not. It wouldn't take care of an electric water heater. But I was so bold to pull on this sheetrock, and it was hung up there so impeccably strong. This is just a little of that expanding foam, the ISO. Pretty funny. And they literally just put a couple strips on it and then stuck it in there. And anyway, I pulled it out so you could see what's going on. Uh-oh. Is it going all the way? Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Uh-oh. Yep, it's going to go. Well, there you go. That's what the inside of your house could look like if you pulled that sheetrock off of there. The raccoons have had their way with the door down there, and that's just one room in the basement. My knees are so bad because I'm too damn fat, and that's it. See, nothing. Now, it doesn't leak or anything. That's a good thing. Not that I know of. And this is just regular frame on the inside, but it's stone on the outside here, this addition on the back. You literally have to come out here with someone who, maybe you are the Chip and Joanna Gaines lady. Maybe you are the chip guy. Maybe you are not, and an architect. Have an architect come out here with you. We have a great architect in town, and he would be glad to talk to you because he'd be right locked on this property. Like, the possibilities. And I would say, take all this frame stuff off and just use this as a base and take off from there. OSB, probably interior OSB, looks like pretty bad. And then we go to, now this OSB, this might only be 10 or 20 years old or whatever. This is 220 years, or actually maybe 40 million years or whatever. I don't know the whole carbon test of stuff. I'm still looking for a date stone. I can't imagine, because you can see the chip marks and then you can see where they've chiseled. I can't imagine they didn't put a date stone in here. Here you go. Here's something. It says, let's see. What does it say? D, A, I don't know what it says. Maybe it says date for the date stone. Ah, that's funny. No, seriously, I don't know what that is. Now, here you go. So we say this needs repointing. So this is called tuck pointing. You literally get a pastry bag. They make a Mason pastry bags. You fill up with some sand mix, and you can find out all this stuff on YouTube, and you put it in there and you just squirt it in, and then it's all filled up like this. So you could re-squirt this. I don't think any water is going to come all the way through, but you know, there's little tiny spots like that. You could literally do that in an afternoon. One wheelbarrow, a couple bags of sand mix or mortar mix or whatever the historians recommend. So then it doesn't look weird. And for God's sakes, by all means, do not put silicone or anything silly in there. That would be horrible. It would look terrible. It doesn't last. Then you got to dig it out and you got to do it over again. Just do it once. And it lasts 229 years. Little tiny spots. Little itty bitty spots. You see it? Here's my pinky nail. So that's what we're talking about. Tiny. All right. Now that's a little shed. You can call that between the trees. And that house is so small you call it standing room only. This is a painting. My God. You do painting classes up here. Serious. Look at how beautiful this stuff is. Smooth out the gopher holes and just pour concrete there. And you got yourself one heck of a space. Whatever you want to put in there. And then, to me, this is another magnificent part of this property. What are you thinking? I'm thinking like a wine area, outdoor living space, your outdoor kitchen. Oh my gosh, you could do the Italian oven over here. Well, first, you're going to want to smooth this out and put some concrete down. Then sky's the limit, right? You could stain that concrete. You're out in the open here. It's not a big deal. Stain that concrete and, you know, make it all veiny and stuff like our basement. I'll put a picture of it here. And that's not that hard to do. It's not that expensive, a few $100, and just do it. The worst part is the fumes, and it's just open. So you're done. It's not hard to do. Pump up sprayer, spray the acid on. Then you let it sit for whatever, an hour or something like that, half an hour. And then you put ammonia on it with a pump up sprayer, and that neutralizes it. And then a little while later, you just spray it off with a hose. And that's simple. And then you've got and then you got to seal it. And that's magnificent. But can you imagine an outdoor kitchen or whatever that looks like? You have your smoker out here. You could do a fire pit out here. Everything would vent. And during a rainstorm with the tin roof, it would be magnificent sounding. You could play the music as loud as you want. You could have Andrea Bocelli singing, oh, and rock and roll. I would definitely hook up the power. You have the cafe lights. You could do LEDs on the top of that ledge. See how that ledge is stepped? And then I would put track light right up along here. I love track light. Put track light right up along here on not the first purlin, not the second one, maybe between the second and the third. Put a track lighting, and then spots, narrow spots, LED of course, straight down. It would show the muscularity of the stone. It would be unbelievably breathtaking, literally breathtaking. That light would be raking over those stones. Magnificent. Or you can do exactly what you want to do. And don't take the advice from me. Somebody's coming up the driveway. Hope it's not the Popo. Oh, I'll tell you exactly who it is. It's the guys who are going to do the hay. I think his name is Jason. So I'm going to go over there and tell him that I'm a friendly guy. Don't shoot, Jason. You got this unbelievable barn. It's got to be 60 feet or so. I'll take readings. If you remember, this was for sale maybe 12 years ago, and I did a video on it. Well, it's in the same condition because it's not going anywhere. It's stone, and this is quite spectacular. Beautiful home here. You go right on over to that, I believe. Don't take my word for it, but I think you go right over to that home, and then there's another house. Right there you go. And that's on, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 acres. But there you go. Do a bar in there. Oh, wonderful. Marvelous. This is Boyle County. Fantastic schools, schools with distinction. This is Danville address. Even though you're closer to Perryville, we won't tell. You are, if you're in the medical field, you're what, 6 miles, 8 miles, something like that. I'll put it here to the regional medical center. Magnificent location. There are 2 roads that come off of 150 to the north. Yes, to the north. Dry Fork and Quirks Run. Quirks Run, probably the highest, there's always one of those roads in every county. At Quirks Run, I'd say Dry Fork, Ghost Pike, Waterworks. Those are all amazing. Webster, amazing roads. I don't live on any of those, so it's not like I'm bragging on myself. I'm bragging on the area because I love it. We came here 36 years ago. No, I was 30. Came here 30 years ago, full time. And we absolutely love it. I've told you that 1,000 times. Are you with me on this? That this place is magnificent? What an opportunity. And yes, opportunity is often overlooked because it's dressed in overalls. Yeah, who said that? I mean, yeah, it's going to be some work, but what a magnificent antique. If you're into antiques and old stuff, right up your alley. I was sending pictures to the seller, and she says, "Is that door open?" Like, yeah, I'm still working. So I'm going to close it right now, so I'm going to get in trouble. I don't know who's going to go in there and for what, but anyway, she wants closed, she gets closed. What, do you live in a barn? I could live in that barn. I'm going to get the measurements. All right, I got to keep remembering. I'm going to get the measurements. You can see how thick the foundation walls are. Now, there's a basement here. I've not been in there. And no, I don't plan on going in there either. I've got dress shoes on and no socks. Get one of them little spiders or something. I'll go around like here like a little girl. Are you seeing it? Are you visualizing it? Is it just me? Or can you see it? If you can see it, please let me know. I don't want to be the only one seeing stuff like this. I'll put a couple houses in here, homes that we photographed over the years in Fredericksburg, Texas. They had a lot of stone houses. Pennsylvania has got a lot of stone houses, eastern Pennsylvania, and some in New Jersey too. But those are all like, multi-million-dollar places because it's New York City people coming in. That's what you could do here. You could do a Airbnb. You'd have people come from all over. That reminds me of like an Italian agriturismo, where they keep the animals below and they put the people up top. We stayed at one of those on our honeymoon years ago. Guy had a vineyard, came out and drank wine with us. In fact, there's your first vine right there. See it? 20 acres, mid-200s, Boyle County, stone barn, stone house. About 3 properties down here, maybe 4 years ago, our son sold 10 acres for $15,000 an acre. That's real close. So this is 20 acres. So basically you're getting the buildings for free. I just have this affinity to stone buildings. See what I mean by raking the light? Look, you see all the grain pop out. That's exactly what I was talking about with this stone and that track light. Yeah, there's this big thing I've got with stone because it's so permanent. 100 years from now, this place will still be here. Even broken glass looks beautiful when it's an antique, right? If you think I'm kooky, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? Even though you're wrong. Only kidding. This has not been mowed. The seller is going to have a hairy conniption fit, but she didn't ask me to mow it. Look at that. Woohoo! Hey, Daddy, what do you want me to do with this big stone? I don't know. Use it. Okay. I always got to think, who's going to want this? Well, I can tell you right now, some lady who's into antiques or some guy or a couple or whatever is into antiques, and they're going to say, OMG, we're going to fill this up, concrete it, and we're going to make a space out of this. You know, just insulate up there, put insulation on the ceiling, cover it up with rough cut wood, throw a mini split in here, and you can rent this out. Make an incredible wedding venue, don't you think? And by the way, if you're wondering what the holes are, they're just woodchucks. Woodchucks, whistle pigs, groundhogs, Groundhog Day. You know, you call them whatever you want. They're vegetarians. They're not ferocious or anything. They're a very clean animal. And they love gardens. Wall 16 inches thick there. Magnificent. Let's go up in the air. I need a new truck. I should do like a GoFundMe or something. Maybe everybody could chip in and then I could have a better truck. It's actually my dream truck. That's why I haven't gotten rid of it. 225,000 miles. No payments for a long time. So I'm keeping it for now. But I love my truck even though it's dirty. My wife loved me. She washed my truck in Daisy Dukes. Okay, let's get back to work. Come on, I gotta get back to work. I'm getting a little delusional. I've been intermittent fasting all day. What was I talking about? Oh, Boyle County. I love it. Come on, let's go up in the bird and show you how pretty it is. Hold tight. You quite some time thinking about the day that we met. I love to see you smile. Can't take my eyes off your silhouette. So today I have planned it out so carefully. I know the things that you like. We'll be singing and dancing on the way. I got plans for you all day, all night. 'Cause we're running out of time. So cover your eyes, 'cause I have a surprise for you. Baby, it's your birthday. If you're looking to buy or sell a good property, bluegrassteam.com is the place to do it with daily updates and a great selection of properties. Go to bluegrassteam.com/homefinder and you'll be in the cool kids club. Baby, it's your birthday. Now you don't have to wait no more. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Just want you for myself all day. Let me show you what I got in store. So get ready, get ready, get ready. I can't take my eyes off you. I'll make it like every